What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 44 of the Offshore Gamescast. I'm Dave.
I'm Dylan, and we're
going to PAX!
I was going to be way more like, we're taking a business trip to PAX. No pleasure. We get no pleasure out of going to PAX.
No, the only pleasure is back at the hotel room in our separate beds.
I may have to get a separate room now.
Oh, shit. More fun.
Is it?
Yeah, because I get to go back and forth between both rooms.
You're not going to have access to my room.
Bullshit.
You can't just have access.
I'm going to go down to the front lobby and be like, he's got my EpiPen! And then they're going to have to let me in. And I'm gonna crawl right in your bed. I'm gonna be like, this is so much cozier than mine.
What? It's gonna be the same bed.
No, it's not. If it was the same bed, it would
not
be
the same exact bed.
Thank you.
But it'll be the same bed.
No, I had them put that one in there for me. It has an EpiPen in it.
In the bed.
Yeah.
You have to cut open the mattress.
I called ahead. Instead of a mint on my pillow, there's an EpiPen in the mattress.
We're going to PAX. We'll have some sort of video content going up. We'll see what PAX brings to us.
Until we realize that there's been no audio and we have to scrap it.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
But it's all right. We'll do a podcast episode recording audio over it, and it'll be so terrible.
We'll do a podcast episode recording audio over a video. That's not a podcast.
Well, yeah, but we sit down like a podcast and we talk, and yeah, it's like a post commentary.
But we'll try and make it seem like
it's live.
Like if I have you on video talking, you're going to have to try and match the exact words.
I think we should go get breakfast.
We're already at the convention center and we're talking about getting breakfast?
Second breakfast.
All right. I'm not going to knock off.
Honestly, there's a few pretty decent breakfast places in Boston.
We're not going to have time for food.
I don't even have time for like a little brekkie.
No brekkie.
Damn.
No food.
But I know a few places.
Games only.
But we can go to Antonio's? Is that Anthony's? Anthony's or whatever.
I hope you don't expect to sleep.
Huh?
No sleep.
Till Boston.
And then no sleep until after Boston.
Shit, I'm going to be so sleepy.
Yep.
I'm out.
Exactly.
I'm out. Go get Editor Al.
Go. Just go fetch him.
Go get him.
All right, PAX. It's happening. We're only going to be there Thursday and Friday. We might miss some crazy shit. Probably not. The show floor stays mostly the same, I think.
Yeah. This will be my first one, though.
Not mine. I've been twice. It's been a while, though.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm a vet. Huh?
This is the charm.
Third time's the charm?
Yes.
Well, we'll see.
What?
We're going to play games, and hopefully some good ones.
Watch us not play games.
PAX was the first place I played VR before it was, like, out to the public for everyone easily.
It was in 2016. I was upstate, and I was near Albany, and I went to a GameStop that had on the weekends, like, it was a big GameStop, and they had, like, this whole setup for the HTC Vive, and I got to try it. And my leg got tangled, and I unplugged all the wires, apparently. And there was, like, a line of, like, a dad and a son and someone else. And then I felt really bad, and then they had to redo everything.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And then they put something on my account that never went away. Like, you know when you go to pre-order something, and it's like, hey, you have this. And it's like, it just keeps letting you know. They couldn't get rid of it. It was, like, some sort of, like, thing where if I wanted to get the Vive or whatever, like... some bullshit, but it was just words, and it just didn't leave my account ever.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's still there?
Probably. I barely use my GameStop app, but it's probably still there.
Good.
Yeah.
Should be.
GameStop's stupid.
Did they not... Did you just set yourself up? Like they didn't help? No one was there to help?
Well, no, there was a dude.
And you still fucked it up?
I couldn't see! What the fuck was I supposed to do? There were wires going down my spine, and it's not like they fucking tell you where the wires are when the wires are connected. And I'm a big guy. My legs go places, and they went too far, and they unplugged a lot of wires. Hey, is that your neck? Something was cracked.
No.
They weren't.
I think it was the wire hitting.
They weren't paying close enough attention to me. And that is mistake number one. I should always be under adult supervision.
So you're blaming them for your mistake. Just own it. Own it.
I couldn't see.
Own it.
No.
What next is going to be the kid's fault, right? That was just waiting to play. And then it'll be his dad's fault.
No. It was the workers' fault.
Wow. Karen.
It's true.
Okay, Karen.
When
Did you ask
What's
to speak
going
to
on,
the
guys?
manager?
Welcome back to episode 44 of the Offshore Gamescast. I'm Karen.
Oh no. I'm not. I'm not doing this.
I couldn't see, and they got unplugged, and it's not my fault. I may have the one to do it, but I am not to blame.
We'll let the audience decide.
No.
They'll all blame you.
No, I'm cutting all this out.
You're no, I edit. You don't edit.
I'll beat the shit out of you. I'll stab you. I'm taller than you.
That's fine, but it's still going up.
I'll stab you in the eye.
That's fine.
In the other eye.
I'll make it happen.
All your fingers just gonna be stabs.
That's fine. I can instruct people. I know what to do.
I'll stab your mouth. I'll stab each of your teeth.
I'll still figure it out.
No, you won't.
I will. That would imagine like a knife hitting your teeth.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like pleasant at all.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
It's still gonna be there.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I played some games.
Tell me.
I got some new games.
Tell me.
The first one
Tell me.
is Chinatown Detective Agency.
Tell me.
I just did. It's out on Game Pass, which is nice.
Tell me more.
All right, I'll tell you more. Do you like Carmen Sandiego?
Where in the world is she?
Singapore, apparently. It is a point and click, very narrative game, and it is clearly inspired by Carmen Sandiego. I would say a more modern version, obviously, but I like a lot of what they're doing with the puzzles, which we will get to. So you are playing as Amira Dharma in Singapore 2037.
Ooh.
Where the Singapore government is bad now. It has been essentially like, I don't know if collapse is the word, but most of like the government agencies are owned by private companies.
Hold on.
All right.
Where are we again?
Singapore 2037.
All right. Has Skull and Bones come out yet?
It hasn't been mentioned.
Oh,
so,
no.
It's very possible.
We all know what's going down in Singapore right now.
Well, this is 15 years from now, so
and it's still not out.
Still not out.
Nope.
So like, for example, National Water is now owned by a private business.
Ooh.
And like one of their
Ubisoft.
Slight spoiler for some things, but they are apparently putting out a subscription service for water. And of course, the cheapest one, which is like what the poor people will have to get, is essentially, you find out it's basically poison water.
No!
And
can't poison the poor.
Regular old water will go to the wealthy. Now, you, as Amira Dharma, a private investigator who used to be a cop, you stop this from happening. You reveal the truth and you get people arrested.
Knock it off.
Yeah, it's just like that. You show up and you're like, knock it off.
Stop. I have a gun.
So it's really cool. So,
but it's point and click.
It is, but that's not what it's about. It's about the puzzles and figuring shit out to the point where they straight up have a web browser tab. At least on PC. I don't know how they handle this on console, because it is also on consoles. It's on everything but PlayStation, I think.
Burn.
But on PC, it's straight up, there's like web. And I click web, and it's like, would you like to open a new tab? I hit yes, and it just opens Google Chrome to google.com for me. Because you need Google. That is like the point of this game, to solve these puzzles. So you essentially have 3 people to choose from that you can work for, which will completely change what your game is going to be like.
Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
No, I don't remember all their names. One is like a shady business dude with a lot of money. And so you can do a couple missions for each person before you decide, so you can kind of like feel it out. So shady business dude with a lot of money who's always like, yeah, I know, I got my people watching you. I know where you are. And it seems to mostly be helping him over anyone else. He's like trying to figure out the people in his company who are kind of fucking him over. Then there's, I do remember Tiger Lily. She has a friend whose father just died, and this father runs essentially a cult, which is like a big scam, as they tend to be. He died, and he is all like, I hated my dad anyway, this cult's bullshit, I want to donate all these like really expensive things for no money, just like to museums around the world where they belong. And his sister is all like, nah, money. And that's where it seems like that plot line would go. I'm working for the government dude. Ooh. Who's all like, yeah, the government's bad right now. People are getting bribed. These private businesses owning different government branches is fucking everything. And I want to expose them all. So that's who I went with, because that seems like the most righteous one, as opposed to just working for rich people and money. So I went with government dude. So let me give you a couple examples of these puzzles you have to solve. One of them, this was by far the hardest one for me, was a stamp puzzle. So you can travel, and I'll get into the system in a little bit. You can travel to different cities around the world by plane. So this mission was for rich dude whose daddy died, and he had a crazy stamp collection. And you had to figure out, like, all right, where did this stamp come from? What country? Based on just looking at the stamp. Ooh. But then past that, it has... do you know about postage cancellation stamp things? No, me either. When a stamp gets used or something, it gets like a stamp on it from wherever it was used. I know, a stamp on a stamp. Maybe. No, that's the right word, right? What's the...
Well, yeah.
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 Yeah, it's okay.
So it's like a circular thing, but I only had a few letters. And I had to figure out what city it was from first. It was like a side objective that I could also put in the city when I donate it. So it said on the stamp, Otomanes and Paras. So you look that up.
Italy.
No. It's French. And Otomanes, okay, Ottoman Empire. So this stamp is probably, the cancellation part is connected like through the Ottoman Empire. Now, this is the part that really fucked me up. I ended up having to look up the answer, but then I wanted to also figure out how to figure out the answer, and that's what took me a while. So the city it was from, I get, again, slight spoilers, but I kind of have to do it to talk about this.
Don't listen.
So it was like, the letters I had were R-O-U-T.
Sauerkraut.
It was the city of sauerkraut under the Ottoman Empire.
Wow.
No, it was Beirut.
Oh.
But since this was French, what I had to do was find an article of all the Ottoman Empire cities that, like, what they had, and then translate the whole thing to French to find out it was Bayreuth in French. So Beyrouth, and that's where that ROUT came in. That was like the most fucked up one. Other ones were a little more simple, where it was like, all right, here's a dagger. You have to, again, this was another one to donate. And it just gave you like a brief description. And it was like, there's a guy wearing an eagle.
Oh my God.
Excuse me. An eagle headdress on the hilt of the dagger. And the dagger is like made out of stone. So you do some research and you find out like, oh, this dude in the eagle headdress seems to be like Aztec stuff. And you're like, all right, that was mostly in Mexico. So you got to go to Mexico City. And that's where you donate it. It's a research game. Ooh. Where you learn things.
You'd like that Wikipedia game.
It is kind of like I've been on Wikipedia a lot with this game.
Uh-oh.
Another one was okay. You need to find out someone's password on their laptop, and you only have 5 minutes because they're distracted somewhere else. And you get a few hints around the. You find their memory's terrible, so they have to leave themselves hints, which is the game's reason for why there's hints. So the first
everyone
one's like
in the future is kind of dumb.
There's this little robot dude, and it was like, password hint, man's best friend. So, of course, your first thought is like, dog. Let's put in dog. Of course, it's not that simple.
Yeah.
So you look at other things around the room. There's a lot of Darwin shit. And then one of them was a boat. And the boat was like made in this port. And then there was another thing that had like a year. So essentially I had to look up ships made in this certain port, but then there were so many. So then I had to connect it with Darwin. So I had to look up the Darwin and this port to find the SS Beagle. Man's best friend, Beagle. The password is Beagle. It is very cool.
I like
in that sense.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's cool.
See, that's the kind of stuff where it's like that's the Dark Souls for me, and I figure it out, and I'm like, yeah.
So I did fail that mission the first time within the first 5 minutes, so they're cases, not missions. They're just cases, and they don't take too long. The thing that is pretty annoying is that if you fail at any point in a case, you start all the way from the beginning of the case, which it's not too big because they're not long, and anything that's taking time is dialogue, which you could just click, and skip over it real quick. And then, like, if you already know the answers to some things, it's really quick. It's tedious and doesn't need to happen that way. Yeah. Maybe a better checkpoint system.
Patch notes.
There are other systems going on here, such as you have your office, which has monthly rent. If you don't have enough money to pay your monthly rent, game over. There is a flight system, which is you have to pull up the flight tab thing, and then you have to pick. So you have you start in Singapore, and you pick whatever city you want to go to, and you pick the date, which usually you want to pick that day, and it'll give you a list of all the flights and what times. And you have to check what time it is. All right, this will be the soonest flight. But you can't board the flight too early because that makes no sense. So sometimes you have to wait. So there's a wait button for you to wait a certain amount of time, and then you can board the flight. And this comes into play where, first off, each flight is usually $550. So you can't just fly around like crazy trying to guess every single city they have to go to because then you won't have money for rent.
Spare change, sir.
Every
single city.
No.
You can't just be flying around all the place. If you go from Singapore to Mexico City, you're going to be asking for change.
No, because if you know that's where you have to go, you're going to get paid. Because you did it right. Case solved. Money. You get money after every case.
All right, so you stop in, I don't know, Des Moines, Iowa, and you're like, spare change?
No, why are you stopping there?
Because I don't know. You don't know where you're going yet.
Boo.
Oh, fuck
Dude, you don't book the flight until you know.
I don't know.
I did book one flight, and it was the wrong place.
I'm an optimist.
And then I had to figure out the right place.
Spare
I
change,
wasted $550. Actually, $1,100 because I had to fly back to Singapore to go back to my emails. Because for whatever reason, you can't access your emails on the go in this world.
Fucking
you can only
future.
access them from your laptop in your office.
Goddamn 15 years from now.
I have the notification on the left. It's like, you received a new email. And then I click that, and all it does is make a bigger thing that says, you received a new email. And
you received a new email. Go back to Singapore.
Yeah. I didn't have to look. There was a wine one. There was a wine one, but we work at a liquor store. So I knew this. I had to impress a dude. And so I had to hack into the bar's computer to see what type of shit he typically buys, and then meet him. I had to get him a gift of that wine. And I knew he liked French Pinot Noirs, like Burgundy. So then I had to go to the liquor store, and there's no wine anymore. So it's really expensive. So I had to really get it right. Of course I got it right. Yeah, Future's bad. Other than that stamp one, it has been too bad. That's the only one I've had to look up where that one felt a little all right. I had to translate it to French. That was not the clearest. It was also one of the first missions, so it was maybe also me that was the clicking point of oh, that's how this game works. Have had a couple glitches. Oh, no. So first off, not everything is voice acted. Some of it is. And I have totally had. So remember I said you can do one mission for each person before you choose who you work for full time for the whole game. Uh-huh. One of the dudes, when I say accept mission, but not the option to work full time, the voice dialogue that comes out is Amira being all right, I'm ready to work for you full time. But that's not what she actually says, obviously. That happens a decent amount. Where it'll just say shit that is no, that's not what's happening right now. I also had a glitch of I was moving too quick, where I enter a building and like the camera pans over to the left to two people sitting at a table, and one's like, "Oh, Mira, come here," and then it pans back to the right. I failed the mission a few times at this point already, so I'm already frustrated, just kind of like trying to get through it real quick. I moved too quick, and because I moved too quick, I couldn't interact with anyone, so I then had to quit out of the game and reload the game to get that to work.
Boo.
Shit like that. It's not too bad though. And I am really enjoying it. I'm interested to see where the story goes. So, depending who you work for, it will change the path. From what I understand, they do kind of end up meeting in the same place. As like some sort of big conspiracy going on. Because I failed to mention that there was a huge bombing, and there was like a warning with a sword on a big screen, and then it was kind of like brushed over after that, and you just started to like work for the government dude doing other shit. But it was clear that like it's all gonna tie together.
Yeah.
At some point.
You should have
cool.
held on to every single thing.
I like the way the game looks. It is very like pixelated, like that style, and like you're moving left to right. But the actual character, it's like, you know, it shows their little picture when they're talking, and then the text. Those are like much more realistic looking, and it's a cool style. There's a library you can go to. If you pay the librarian, you can either get a hint from her, or just get the answer from her. If you're stuck, I guess. But that, to me, kind of defeats the purpose.
Sounds like something that would be expensive.
It was only like $300 when I first hired her, but that was part of the story to hire her. I don't know what.
$10 million.
No, you don't get 10 million.
$1,000.
You do get 1,000. I don't like that, but you get it.
Oh yeah, give me $1,000 and I'll tell you what you want to know.
No one says that.
I just imagine her just chain smoking in
She's
the
not
library.
Old.
What is she?
She's young.
How old?
I don't have an age, but she's clearly not elderly.
Give me $1,000 and I'll tell you what you want to know. I'm in the process of chain smoking cigarettes so I can get old voice one day.
Wow.
That's what I expect her to sound like.
Yeah, that wasn't happening. There was no cigarettes. She's in a library.
Hey, it's future.
15 years from now.
Oh yeah,
we can start smoking in libraries.
They brought indoor smoking back. It was so cool.
Of course.
Hey, can we get a non-smoking seat? Get the fuck out of here.
I will say.
But also, it's a library.
My favorite puzzles were the dude with like finding out where the stamps go and like where these things go. Like that was the most fun to me. Mm-hmm. But story-wise, the government person just made the most sense to me. That felt like the only one that wasn't like, I don't know. You know, shady business dude was just like, fuck the world, I'm in it for money. The other lady with that dude was still like kind of weird. This one feels right, you know?
Yeah, watch be the most wrong.
It might be.
It might be.
It's possible. But that's Chinatown Detective Agency. It's on Game Pass, so it's definitely worth checking out. I am curious what they do about the web browser thing on console. Because instead of just having a web tab at the bottom of the screen,
it's just the thing that pops up. Open your phone to Google Chrome now.
The transitions in this game are cool too.
Oh yeah.
So you have like your UI on the left is like emails. There's a phone thing in the top left where you can call people, and the bottom has all like your tabs, where it's like the web or your evidence or the map where you can take the train back and forth, or the airplane thing where you can book flights. And it'll be like, all right, you open up the map and you pick the place you want to go to, and then on that screen, just like the train doors shut, and then they open up, and now you're in that part of the map. Like, you know what I mean? It's really cool transitions like that.
I like that.
Yeah. All right, I'm done babbling now. You can talk for a little bit.
Is my turn?
For a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit. I got an update on Tiny Tina's Wonder Farts.
Boo. That sounded like a Borderlands joke.
Yeah, boner fart.
Yeah, is that an actual?
Yeah, Borderlands 2, when they're trying to rename the Bully Mongs, and they go, what about boner fart?
Yeah, that sounds like a Borderlands joke.
Oh, yeah, it is. So, I've been playing more, and what I unlocked the second, like, big main area, which is, like, you blow up the ocean. Well, you go.
I have questions.
You go to blow up this this big castle, but you also blow up the ocean, and a giant wave comes over, and just pretty much just it's all walkable now. You can just hop down there and just walk around and go through, and when you do that, it opens up the overworld and connects to the first area. So like the first area is all grassy and pretty, and then you go on to this new like no water like area. I don't know. If like the ocean was
dry.
gone. Well, yeah, but it's
no
like
water area.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. It's like all sandy and there's
Whoa. So it's dry.
but it's you're stop. It's so you're in the grassy area, and then imagine if you walked into the water, but there was no water, and that's what it looked like now.
Oh, there was no water, you say?
So I'm not saying like obviously it's fucking dry, but it's like you know what I mean. Just fucking picture it. Use your imagine. Yeah,
I picture a lot of sand.
Yeah,
almost desert-like.
Okay, yeah, but it's still
which is dry.
But it's like a little wet.
It's a little wet.
Yeah, I mean
it was all gone.
Yeah, it's all gone.
Yeah, but there's no water.
Yeah, but the water falls from the sky, makes tiny little puddles, and there's fish dying.
So it's raining?
Well, no, it did.
But it's not now.
No.
So it's dry.
I don't know. Maybe the water in this world doesn't evaporate as fast. Anyway, so I'm walking down, and that new section with like the second third, with all the new areas to go to, connects to the first overworld section seamlessly. So like I could just walk straight in and just go around and do all this other new stuff, and then eventually I'll get more upgrades and whatnot, I suppose, to be able to go back and unlock some more things.
That makes sense if you have to go back to like the first area once you get different upgrades.
But it's cool because the overworld itself is so seamless and open already, and then it just connects to a whole, and it's so much bigger, and then the last place is going to be big as well. So it's just this full seamless overworld, and I think that's fuck.
We both did it now.
We both did it. I'm too animated. I'm way too animated. I'm so fucking itchy.
You looked like a cartoon when you were itching.
What?
Because you're so animated.
Shut.
You're not even
up.
real.
What do you? No, I'm fucking real as shit. Fucking real feel of the day? Me.
What?
Shut up. Anyway, so there's that, and I think one that's so cool, and the new area looks fun, and the new enemies that pop up that fit into the area are really cool, like little spider crabs and other stuff. The fucking shark enemies are my favorite. The dog sharks or whatever.
I remember those from the trailer.
They're really cool. And the other thing that really stuck out to me is I did one side mission where you kind of find this bean, and he's like, fucking take me to this town. And I'm like, all right, I don't care. And I toss him in, and it's like Jack and the Giant Beanstalk, and fucking boom, this town shoots up, like out of nowhere. And I started doing a side quest in there, and some of the side quests in this game compared to some of the other games, they're not necessarily so connected to the story, but the side quests themselves feel like story missions. They're not just like, hey, can you go fucking get me a bag of cheese and do it in 30 seconds?
Bag of cheese.
Yeah, it's Borderlands, man. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, you know, that's true.
Go get me a bag of cheese, and I need it snappy. I need it snappy in 20 minutes. Fucking get it to me now. And then you got to kill like 6 guys, and then you go bring the bag of cheese. But in this, it's like, oh, there's a lot going on here, and this whole side quest area has its own like little side quest, and like this really doesn't have much pertaining to the actual like story.
I prefer when side quest. I prefer a game with less side quests, but they're more substantial like that.
Yeah, because it was like, oh, we're doing a lot here, and we're still going, and like this whole map, there's other stuff to do in it, but this whole new section that just popped up is just for this side quest.
Okay, that's cool.
And it felt so much grander than what I expected. So I'm like, wow, this side quest alone took me like over half an hour. And just going and killing a whole bunch of dudes. Granted, like, yeah, given like maybe the speed that they brought the game out, they just kind of like overwhelmed certain areas with enemies. Just be like, hey, here's something to do. Here's more fuckers to kill.
Yeah, but it's Borderlands, right? Isn't it half the point of the game to just go around killing things?
I don't know. The pacing of this game just feels so different. It's so much slower, but because of how we've gotten adjusted to the new gameplay feels, it's kind of hard to adjust in that way. Because it's like, I feel like by the time that I put in so far, I'd be so much further and like have more done. Or maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just the timing and like this game is great, but it's not really like hitting me like the other ones.
Okay.
Kind of like the offshoots. But I'm still having a good time. It's just, it's when games that are so similar come out and they just keep it up and then they do like a pretty decent change. It's, to me, it's almost like a, oh man, I don't really want to learn more right now. I want to turn my head off.
Sure.
But like,
Yeah.
even like my first playthrough of like standard Borderlands games, I'm excited, but it's also like at the same time I can turn my head off. And this, I'm like, all right, now what? Now do this. It's like, oh, now I got to look at all these skills, and this is different. And how is this going to work? Because now I have 2 classes to think about, and I already fucked up on that one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I chose the wrong one. I didn't realize.
Can you respec?
When apparently after I beat the game that I can change my other second class, but I'm stuck now.
Start over.
Not worth it.
You got to start over.
I lose so much progress.
Start completely over.
I don't know. Games are weird.
Yeah. Well, it also seems like, based on what you're saying, you should go into Tiny Tina's with not a Borderlands mindset necessarily.
It's like yes and no. If you took like the speed of gameplay of 1, and like here's the other thing too. A lot of the weapons that I'm still receiving are kind of just garbage. It's not so much like, ooh, cool, let me use this. I'm like, all right, here's another thing that's not as good as what I have. Here's another thing that's also not as good as what I have. And it's like, the weapons that I have are getting me along, but I feel like they could be getting me along faster. And even just like the leveling up is slower. I don't know. It's just like, I want to jump into it and enjoy it, but at the same time, I'm like, it's really not the most exciting thing. Sorry, I farted.
It kind of sounded like that.
A little bit.
I could see it.
I don't know.
That's kind of a bummer.
Maybe I thought I'd love it so much more than I have been.
I mean, you did go in with high expectations.
I did.
I mean, rightfully so. You're Mr. Borderlands.
I am. And that's why I'm like, what's happening to me? What's happening?
No more Borderlands.
No.
It's gone.
When the regular Borderlands games end up coming back, I feel like that's going to be like, I'm going to have a fantastic time. But right now, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's such a big year, and there's so much going on. Honestly, there's just so much going on.
There is a lot going on.
All the time.
Yeah.
Games, not games. There's so much going on.
Yep, that is the slogan for life.
That's live.
Games, not games. So much going on.
We should make a song out of it.
The one you were just singing?
Well, no, that song's already been sang.
A new song.
Yeah.
Games, not games.
Games, not games. I don't remember the words. Life's a lot. Right?
That was it.
Shit.
New hit single.
Platinum.
No. Not platinum. Diamond.
Why?
Aren't those the Pokemon games? Is it Diamond and Platinum?
Well, oh man, I was making a platinum record, platinum achievement, platinum trophy.
My first thought with platinum was Pokemon.
All right. When a record goes as like when you sold a lot, it's a platinum record.
All right.
And that's like the highest. And also
nothing above that?
Platinum trophy. Not that I know of. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Uh-huh. Are there any records above platinum records?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I found this on the web for are there any records above platinum records? Check it out.
Is there?
It looks like there might be diamond.
Oh my god. Don't even.
I don't know where the link went. I had something else pop up.
You were giving me shit, and I was just right.
You were right when you shouldn't have been.
I was double right. Two references at once.
My reference is better.
My reference was double, and they both went over your head.
They went over your own fucking head.
No, well, not the one. The one reference was on purpose. That was my head.
Uh-huh.
The other one I just didn't know.
Well, yeah.
But it was still happening.
Pokemon.
I played a new game. Again.
Oh, yeah.
Ghostwire Tokyo.
Hell yeah.
This game is cool. First off, by default, you can change this, but by default, the dialogue is all Japanese. So I was like, all right, we'll leave that on because, do that with the Yakuza games and it's way better than the current English ones that they put in.
Honestly.
So you play as this dude, Aikido, and you're just thrown right into it. You got into a car accident on the way to the hospital to see your sister.
Bad day.
Yeah, bad day. There's bodies all on the street, and then you get possessed.
Bad day.
Yeah, and like these younger like teenagers are like, "Hey, dude, you okay?" And then you get up, and you have like black smoke coming out of half your face and out of your hands, and they're freaking out. You're freaking out because you see your face in a car mirror, and then this fog rolls in, and everyone's dead, except you.
Could be worse.
Could
be a worse day.
Well, everyone around in this whole area of Tokyo is dead, except you. So it's pretty bad. Also, you did die, but then you got possessed. If this dude KK is his name,
Slider.
if KK Slider leaves your body, you're dead. That's it. You need KK.
Bad day.
It's a bad day.
Oh no.
To make the day even worse.
Oh, you're fucking with me now.
To make the day even worse. You and KK, you're not getting along right away. KK's like, yo, give me control of your body. I got shit to do. And you're like, no.
This game...
I gotta go see my sister in the hospital.
See, I thought about this before the game came out. It felt so much like Shadow Warrior if you just used your hands. And now you're just giving me more reason to think that.
It's definitely more serious.
Well, yeah. But it sounds very similar.
So you are all like, no, I gotta go to the hospital, see my sister.
Yeah.
So you do that. Everything is spooky because there's monsters everywhere. Like Slender Man is everywhere.
That's like, isn't that like the main enemy type?
Yeah, he's everywhere. So is a lot of like headless schoolgirl spirits.
Oh.
Yeah, like they have like the typical Japanese like schoolgirl attire, and then there's no heads. Or sometimes they have a head with no face. And these enemies so far have different variations amongst them. So like one of those schoolgirls might throw a giant boomerang at you, whereas another one might leave these little red bombs everywhere, and if you touch them, they explode and hurt you. You know, good stuff like that. So as this is all happening, you're making your way through the hospital to try and get to your sister. You have to, a lot of stealth. You could play very stealthy in this game.
Ooh.
Like you come up right behind them. It's creepy when you do it to Slender Man. You come up right behind them, and you're essentially ripping out their ghost heart. And while you're doing that, you come up behind them, and they like bend like backwards, so their face is upside down and looking at you.
Yeah.
And then you just see Slender Man's fucked up face like screaming as you're ripping out his heart, his ghost heart.
Please knock it off.
Kind of, but like angrier and in more pain.
You didn't even collect all the pages yet.
You can't do this.
Hey!
You're cheating. And you want to hear it get even worse?
Bullshit.
The bad dude, the big bad guy, who KK has been chasing for a while. He's the dude in like the demon mask you see in all the trailers with the horns.
Yeah.
So KK's hunting him for his own reasons, which I'm still figuring out. He is taking your sister in the hospital because she has apparently been in a coma. So she's touched death. She's like seen the side of death, but she's also alive, which makes her the perfect vessel for whatever crazy ritual bad guy needs to do. That's all we know.
All right.
And then this is where it starts to get kind of real trippy and like Evil Within, like, because it is made by the same people.
Oh yeah.
So it's like you enter the hospital room where it's your sister, and then everything is gone. You're in like this crazy empty space with that, like the ground is water, and it's just the hospital bed. And then you're getting like chains coming out of nowhere, like to capture you. And the dude puts his arm through your body and thinks it kills you, but because KK's there, he's like, nah, we ain't dead.
You tried.
Pretty much. And that's where you had to like kind of let KK in more. So this is where let's talk about combat. So I have 2 elements so far. It is first person. It's kind of you could call it a first person shooter variant.
Yeah.
Because you're not using guns. You're using your hands. And so far I have 2 elements. One of them is wind, which is the first one you get. It's the most basic one. And it is simple as like you're aiming at an enemy and you're hitting R2 and you're just every time you hit R2 you're shooting out wind. And you do kind of have ammo, if you will. Mm-hmm. So like you start with 30 wind shots. I don't remember what they call it. And as you defeat enemies, they'll drop some more ammo. Or there's like these fucked up distorted objects around that are like kind of floating, like glitching out. If you destroy those, they give you more ammo. And the other one I have is fire, which that I can only have 5 fire shots at once. And it's been basically a one-hit kill on everything I've come across. Ooh. Now, things are not dropping fire ammo like they're dropping wind ammo, though. So it's like a balance like that. On top of that, I also found a bow from KK in his little safe room from when he was a live human. He's not anymore. And so arrows are kind of expensive and they're hard to find, but that too seems pretty powerful, which is why I'm like saving the bow for when like I really need it. So I haven't been using it too much. This game is kind of open world. As in, you start out in one segment, but the fog is everywhere. You can't go into the fog. You go into the fog, you die real quick. So you have to go to these gates and like basically cleanse the gate, which will then cleanse an area of the map of the fog, which allows you to explore some more. There's a lot of shit to do in this game. So there are side quests. For example, one is the spirit of an old man who can't move on because he's concerned about the water. His name is Old Man Concerned About Water. So you have to go to the spa.
Hi, my name is Old Man Concerned About Water.
Basically, and it's fucked up because it's all possessed and shit. There's really bad things there. You like kind of cleanse it. You kill everything there that's bad. And then the old dude's like, I can move on now. And that's kind of the cycle of how it goes. Like there's this hoarder's house and this person would like steal shit from other people and hoard it. So you had to like go into the hoarder's house, clear everything out. Their demonic spirit is there and you have to basically exorcise it, which you have to do certain hand gestures.
Naruto.
Which it like shows on the screen for you like the lines you have to do and then it disappears. And you either using the touchpad on the PS5 controller or just the right stick. You have to like mimic those exact motions. And then once you do, you hit L2 and R2 together and you like exercise. And you throw a piece of paper at them.
Work it. Come on. Let's go. Leave that body. Leave this house. Come on. Almost there.
Not that like that. No. Like an exorcism.
Well, yeah.
Stupid.
Stupid. How could I be so foolish?
There are 200-something thousand spirits in this game for you to rescue. Now, you find spirits everywhere, just jumbled up everywhere. And you have these little pieces of paper. And you collect them in the paper. You start with 10.
Harry Potter.
You basically go. You just hold the paper up to the spirits and just. Now you got a paper with spirits.
It's all right. So you did start finding some of Slenderman's pages.
They're not just pages. They're like little origami people. So maybe they were Slenderman pages and then you just fold them up a little bit.
What is this stupid thing?
You start out with 10. Every time you use one, it gets filled up. And then you got to go to a phone booth where KK puts in this number for you, and you're calling this dude Ed. And by doing that, you insert the pieces of paper, and you're depositing the souls to him, the spirits. And he is then like, yeah, I got it. I'll take it from here.
This is fucking like...
You rescued him.
It's fucking the user's PC in Pokemon.
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to withdraw soul number 8,426.
You can't... There's no withdrawing, though. Just depositing.
Oh, no.
And he's like, all right, good job. And then you get experience and money. And
do you get the papers back?
Yeah, yes, you keep the papers. And you could just buy more papers from shops. There's no people. Shops are run by
Amazon.
cats with two tails that are floating and talk to you in a lot of cat puns. So they'll do like, purr in words or like meow in words, that type of shit.
Yeah.
So there's that. Also, you find dogs everywhere. And dogs. So because you have KK powers, you do this thing where you put out your hand and you go like, you just drop it and like a drop of water comes out and makes like a drop noise.
Uh-huh.
That is like spirit shit. You can like track people that way, but also you could talk to animals that way. So you could talk to a dog and figure out one of them was just, so first there was a cat I found, just a stray cat, and all they did was say, I'm in a bad mood. And that's it. Dogs will help you. So, especially if you give them food. So you can pet all the dogs, which is wonderful. And then you'll just hear them like while you're exploring. You hear a dog barking, you run up to them. There's different types of dogs. So you talk to them, and they're like, thank you so much for that was great. Oh, come here, follow me. And then you follow them, and they go to a little spot, and they dig shit up for you, and you get goodies.
I love goodies.
And you could, it's great.
Well, yeah.
So you could talk to animals. There's a whole side quest going on right now where this Tanuki, it's just a raccoon, basically, I think. I don't know if there is actually a difference. But this raccoon he's talking to, he's like, yo, me and my crew just came here. And then shit went down. And now I lost the rest of my crew. You got to find my crew and tell them to meet me up by the top of the hill, all right? The Tanuki hide from you because they just see they think you're bad because there's only bad things around. So there will be like, remember I said there's like floating, like distorted objects that you break and you get like ammo back? Mm-hmm. Sometimes they'll have a tail now. That means there's a hidden Tanuki there.
Okay.
And I got to send that Tanuki back to the boss. That's what he's calling himself, the boss. You find all sorts of just like antiques, if you will, which you then trade into a specific cat who will give you a lot of money for the antiques. There's skill trees, which you get experience points when you level up, usually by turning in souls to Ed at the phone booth. And you can upgrade basically all so you can upgrade your fire shot, your wind shot, you can upgrade your gears like the bow. And then there's just like passive ones, which are, stealth attacks are quicker, or when you do enough damage to an enemy, their core is revealed. And that's when do you remember the trailer where like you'll see your hand and it's like connected by a few strings to the enemy? Yeah. And then he like pulls the strings back.
Yeah.
So while you're doing that in combat, if an enemy's weak enough, it's like a one-hit kill and you get some health back. But other enemies can hit you while you're doing that. So like one of the skills is to make that happen quicker. Yeah, this game is real interesting. I also, while walking around this part of Tokyo, this is going to sound like a weird comparison, but I get kind of some Yakuza vibes.
I was waiting for it.
And it's obviously the location. Everything is in Japanese, like voice acted. But it's also just like one of the reasons I love the Yakuza games is just running around this clearly Tokyo inspired location and like seeing all the different food shops and that type of shit. This full on has all that. All the crazy burger shops and like all the crazy places for you to go. Those are still here. So cool. I get that. It's obviously a very different game from Yakuza. It's just the setting, essentially. And I think they do a good job of, even though there's no people, it keeps it interesting. It's fun to explore and like see all that shit. Mm-hmm. It does kind of have the Ubisoft open world treatment of its icons on a map. Or you go to like, when you hover your thing on the map over a gate, it tells you like, all right, there's still like this many thousand spirits here for you to find. There's still this many upgrades for you to find here and this many antique things for you to find. Like, it's that. So, it's not the most inspiring open world thing, but it's cool so far. I'm really enjoying it. And I think some of it, I am worried about it getting a little repetitive, just because of that open world setup being like that, because those tend to get repetitive real quick. But at the same time, it feels like there's probably something if you turn in all 200,000 spirits.
Probably.
So I kind of want to do that.
I do like that sort of thing, though, where it's like, all right, here's the whole map. Yeah, there's a bunch, but you can get rid of all of them.
You can. So, and like I said, you don't have access to the whole map. You're slowly unlocking it. Mm-hmm. And it can be kind of hard to see the fog, like where exactly it is. So I have accidentally traveled into it and then died. And then since I didn't save for like 5 minutes, and then like the last 5 minutes are just collecting shit I have to do again.
Damn.
It's kind of annoying, which is why I'm now like, I think I'm just going to see things. I'm just going to do things as I see them while I'm going. Otherwise, I'm just going to worry about unlocking the whole map right now. And then I can, like, really, point by point, get everything.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. But yeah, it's fun. It's cool. Ghostwire Tokyo.
I mean, I'm excited to play it.
It's cool. You're up.
Guess what?
What?
You already know.
I do, but I can't spoil it. We're entertaining.
I've beat a game!
If that must feel good. We don't do that much nowadays.
No, we don't.
We start games.
I beat a game. I beat Monster Hunter World. After, when this game come out? 2016?
No.
2017?
Fuck.
Fucking Spilly boy.
I dropped my cap.
Cappy boy.
No, this gotta be like 2019, 2020, right?
No.
Right?
No.
I thought it was more recent.
Google it.
I'm already on it.
See,
Monster
Carmen Sandiego taught you a lot.
Hunter. I know how to Google now.
There you go.
Monster Hunter Worlds 2018.
All right.
Right between what we were saying.
Well, it's now
Shit, 4
beaten.
years? That feels so wrong. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I beat it. Obviously, with the help of Emily and Connor.
The cat.
No! He's not a fucking cat.
It's too late. It's ingrained in the show.
The chefs are cats.
Yeah.
The felines are cats.
Yeah.
Your little companion is a cat.
Right.
You're just a dude or a chick.
All right. Has Connor ever made food before?
No.
Was Connor your companion on this adventure?
No, Gooby was.
But what were you accompanied by Connor on this game journey?
No.
No, liar.
I'm not
He's
giving
a
you
cat.
any fucking satisfaction because you're just wrong.
I have the satisfaction myself.
No, shut up. Anyway, we beat it, and apparently there's a whole armor set, a defender set, and weapons that I got to use to make it so I wasn't such a bitch and just sitting.
No more hiding.
I made one joke, and I ended up having to go back to the camp and just kind of like sit there because I didn't have cold drinks. I need cold drinks in the hot area because I get.
Oh, okay.
So it's literally like
Gotcha.
drinks to make you like not have to deal with the heat as much. And I end up having to run back, and they're like, just go back at the camp. And I'm like, here I am, just sitting here.
With your cold beverage.
I didn't even have any cold beverage.
Oh, that's
I had
even
no
worse.
beverage. I had to just wait. And then I was like, man, this new spectator mode in Monster Hunter isn't as fun as I thought. They added it in the new patch where people just play for you. It's like Twitch Simulator.
Wow. Monster Hunter Twitch Simulator.
But I couldn't do it. I ran back down there and I started fighting myself.
Did you have the new setup at this point, the new gear?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So here's the shtick. I went and I already had one of the expeditions completed, and I still had 2 more to do. And goddamn, do I hate those expeditions? Because every time I do it, it just feels like I'm playing Death Stranding again.
So the expeditions are the ones where it's like, oh, you're finding the footsteps or whatever, just like.
Yeah. So I'm walking around and I'm just like, all right, I've been everywhere in this fucking map. My flies aren't telling me that there's anything blue nearby. I need to find some spit or some footprint or some hair or something. And then it's like, wow, you have enough. You can come back and chill with us now. And I'm like, fucking finally. I need to find one more fucking footprint and I'm all good to go. So I finished those off. And it was the 3 Elder Dragons. And we took them out. They're all really fucking cool. And then as we're getting up, we're like, all right, let's get ready. Let's go down and do the cutscene. Dave invited us, and I did it. And it's like, hey, Connor's like, hey, you remember this monster, right? And she's like, huh? And she's like, I thought that was at the end of the game. And he's like, we're at the end of the game. And I was like, oh, we're at the end of the... Holy shit, it's over? I put like so far 28 hours in?
That's not too bad for like when you think of Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely would have taken me longer if I had to do more farming. And if I was doing it myself, I had a lot of help. But I did the most work that I've done so far in the game. I barely died with this new armor.
There you go.
I was getting some.
Did you just craft this new armor, or
no? So no. Well, no. I had to craft the weapons.
okay?
So the armor set, you go into your little fucking your chest, and there's like
that.
Fuck you. And so there's this little chest, and you can find like shit, and it's like, hey, you get this because we gave it to everybody. And I went there and I put it all on, and I upgraded it a little bit, and I made the weapons, these chainsaws, and I upgraded them to the max.
So you had max upgraded chainsaws.
Max upgraded chains, like the fucking Defender chainsaws or whatever. And I'm running down there, and no cold drink, and I am just whacking these fuckers around. And I'm doing not bad. I'm doing some good damage. I'm doing my good dodges. I'm barely getting hit too much. I felt pretty good. But the cool thing is that we got to the final dragon, the boss, like the final boss. Mm-hmm. And he first off was really cool design wise, and he almost kind of looked like. Honestly, the first thing that popped into my mind when I saw him was, imagine if like there was a dragon in Osmosis Jones.
So snotty?
Well,
like
okay,
so big booger?
Kind of. He kind of looked like a big blue booger with like 6 orange eyes, like kind of like a bug or like a booger. I don't know. So he's there, and he's also glowing blue in some certain parts, and those are the parts that you break. Like, it has this energy shield going over him, and it's like on his hands, and I'm giving him the worst game of Bloody Knuckles he's ever been in.
Well, especially if you're hitting him with chainsaws, I mean.
Right on his fucking fingers. And as you break one of those pieces, the energy will like move from his body and like retake some of those areas, and like you have to break them again. But you can see him slowly start to be less glowy and blue as it goes on. It's like, all right, we're doing some progress here.
So it's like you're slowly chopping off his fingers with a chainsaw, but like little bits at a time.
Yeah, he's like, ow, you son of a bitch. And then whoosh. All right, I'm good now. Fuck! Like, he just doesn't see me coming. And I'm coming. And it was definitely the longest and most tedious fight, even with the 3 of us and like them being master rank and everything. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, it was still, I think it was one of the most fun fights that I've done
ever, or in this game.
In this game,
okay.
Especially because of how good I was doing at the same time.
Sure,
I felt really proud about that. Just not standing on the side being a cheerleader.
That's the best time for it too. Like, you just, I told you this is your arc.
I mean, here's the thing.
In the end, you were gonna come on top like this.
There was one part specifically. Where I think it was the second, maybe? I think it was the second of the Elder Dragons, Teostra. He looked like a lion mixed with a dragon, and he was in this lava pit, and it was like, that's where you need the cold drinks.
That sounds like a place you would want a cold drink.
And specifically, he's in this little arena, and there's this overhang cliff where you can climb up on, and they're down there fighting, and I'm just standing there. Like, this was after they told me to go back to camp, and I said, no. And I came back and I ran down. I'm just standing there and I'm watching them. And I'm just like, I can't do it.
Can't do it.
I can't just sit here and just watch. I can't let them. I can't let them do this alone.
This is like this part of the arc right here.
And the dragon comes over and I hop down. And I just start fucking going to town. I'm doing my dodges. And I was like, this is how it's supposed to be.
Character.
I'm feeling good. I mean, out of most games that I like took role playing as, I wasn't even trying, but this was a role play section. This was like, all right, this is my moment. I need to fucking go down. I don't think I got any of the final blows on any of them. I'm weak.
That's not the point, though.
No, the point is that I did it.
Yeah,
I helped.
When you can get into that perfect headspace, like role playing a character in a game, like in that way, that's like, for me at least, because like we both love our stories in games. Yeah. That is like, this is what makes video games special. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Getting in that headspace and just like feeling it, like you're obviously not feeling it like the character in the game, but it gives you that feeling.
Because there were certain monsters specifically where I was like, all right, I'll wait for you guys to join in. I'm going to run in circles now and hope that I
Right.
don't get hit. And I was doing that. And then I would die. And now
You're making the dragon ride
I'm
circles.
doing like 5% damage.
There you go.
And there's something that he can do about it. But he didn't. Luckily, I got real lucky. And the only thing left to do now is get the Iceborne expansion.
That is what I was going to ask you, because I knew there was some sort of like snowy ice expansion thing.
Yeah.
So is that what's happening?
Probably. I don't know when, but like I'm not done with this game, and it's like all she plays, and Connor loves playing it too. So I'm like, yeah, let's just keep the fun going.
All right. Might as well.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's more monsters and there's more gear to get.
And there's more character arc to be had.
Yeah, this is gonna be my downfall again.
It's going to start right back from the beginning.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be bad. But I did beat it, and overall, I give it a 7
All right.
after all my time.
7 is good. I have an update as well. I didn't beat a game, though. But I'm getting closer in Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Just a quick little updates to my Waddle Dee town. I unlocked a little pond, which I can fish in.
Ooh.
Which was basically... So you had to catch a bunch in a row, but it started out as like, all right, here's A, B, X, and Y. It'll be like you see the 4 buttons on the screen, and like A will light up. You hit A real quick, you catch a tiny fish. Then you have to do 2. Then you gotta do 3. Then you gotta do 4 buttons. And then you do 5 buttons, and then there's 5 buttons again. But the last button you gotta hit real fucking quick, and then you get the big old goldfish, which gives you another Series 1 little gotcha figure.
Ooh.
I also unlocked like a buffs shop, where for money, you can either get this drink that will double your health. And then it's like the thing where once that second meter runs out, it's like gone forever. But then there's also timed buffs, which will increase your attack or your defense. And you can stack each of them up like 5 times, I think. So you can make yourself real strong. And then it lasts for like, I don't remember, 5-10 minutes maybe. So that's interesting for a Kirby game. And I bought enough buffs. And then I got a little gotcha figure.
That's cool.
And then I unlocked, I don't know, I know these have a name. I don't know what they're called. You know, like on like your phone, it'll be the game where, or they used to be just like physical things where you're looking down and there's a ball and it's like a maze and you have to like tilt the thing to get the ball to the hole at the end.
Labyrinth.
Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Okay, so Labyrinth is in this game.
Ooh.
You use the switch, like, you know, the gyro, so you're
That's cool.
holding it flat and you have to get it through. They have normal mode for each for 3 different levels. Then there's hard mode, which takes those same 3 levels, makes them a lot harder, and you have like a time goal that you can achieve. So I did all that, and then I got a little gotcha figure, which now puts me at all of the Series 1 gotcha figures collected. On top of that, I sat down in front of the Series 2 gotcha figure machine, and I spent thousands of coins. And now I have all the figures in Gotcha Series 2.
Yup.
I don't know if they're going to end up doing anything in it, because these 3D Nintendo platformers tend to be like, oh, you did everything? All right, here's the crazy shit at the very end of the game. Here's like the actual bonus level that's really hard. So I'm wondering if they're going to do that with Kirby. I hope so, because I'm on the 4th or 5th world now, and I think there's only 6, and the game's completion for me, last I checked, was still around 40-50%. So I've been doing everything. All the levels I've been playing are 100%ed.
All right.
So I don't know. There must be some end game shit, which I'm down for.
Exciting.
That was it. And I played Horizon for like half an hour.
Huh.
It's
really hard to get into.
It is, and I don't know if it's because I've been playing so much Elden Ring and like from Software games.
From Golfware.
From Jeff Keighley Elden Ring. Those games, like the combat feels good. Something about going back to Horizon, I was in the middle of like a platforming thing. It just like wasn't clicking again for me. It felt real floaty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna post a little game clip of this soon. There was this dude, right? He was sitting all cross-legged. He was like almost dead, and I'm like, I gotta get this thing for him, or he's just gonna sit here and die. So I go get the thing, and I go back, and when I go back, you have to like jump across this gap, And I did. I kind of hit him a little bit. So he was like sitting cross-legged with his head down, and then like you run into him. You know how NPCs react to that sometimes.
Yeah.
So he like shot up. He looked at me with like these crazy eyes. Was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Put his head back down. Then a cutscene happens, and he's just dead.
Ah! What the fuck?
So yeah. So in my head, I'm like, did I just kill him? Did I just fucking kill him?
Cross the next name off your list.
Old guy down. We're going to use this transition into news. That's really why I wanted to talk about Horizon, because they added a feature in the settings in Horizon Forbidden West now. There's a toggle for the pickup animation. So there's you go up to a planet. I didn't really notice this, but once I knew about the toggle and then I started to pick up like health shit that I needed and then going through the animation every time, I was like, oh no, this is annoying at how long it's taking. So I went into the settings, I turned it off, and yeah, it is way better now. Yeah, I feel like isn't that what the first game was like? Wouldn't you just hit the button and then you just have it? I don't remember there being like a long, and not that it was long, but like,
I don't remember.
I don't remember an animation. But they added that, and I'm thankful. That does make it a little snappier. What do you got for news, Dave?
Hi. So there was a leaked Star Trek game, Star Trek Prodigy Supernova, and apparently at this con, people took pictures of it and sent it out. They were like, "Oh, all right, cool, yeah, this is a real thing." So apparently, there's a Nickelodeon show where it's like teenage Star Trek and it's animated.
Okay.
And they're making a game out of it. And more info is going to be coming out in May on the developer Outright on their YouTube channel.
So this game was just at a convention and it was just there?
Something like that. Like some people saw like the banners and stuff and took pictures of it and posted it.
Interesting.
And then we weren't supposed to hear about it yet. And then they were like, all right, cool. Yeah, check out May. We'll talk more.
So they basically confirmed it.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right.
Well, that seems interesting. I had no idea that there was even a Nickelodeon animated show.
I didn't either. Looks like we're getting a Ghost Recon sequel.
Why?
It's under codename Over. Looks like it's gonna probably be released in 2023. And this is separate from Ghost Recon Frontline, which is their battle royale shit that that nonsense that they're doing.
Whoa.
Yeah, this from what it appears to be, because this was just like reported on. It was a leak. It wasn't like official. Mm-hmm. Is going to be like another one of those Ghost Recon games after Wildlands and what was I can't remember the other one. Breakpoint with John Doggy Boy
Brenthal.
Yep, Doggy Boy.
They like just gave up working on.
Well, it's so they could work on codename Over.
How about
stop?
Just stop.
No Ghost Recon games ever again?
No more Ghost Recon games. Oh. No more Far Cry. Oh. No more Assassin's Creed. Ubisoft, dead. Just stop.
Yeah, it is. You know what I think the issue is?
You know we're getting a Immortals Phoenix Rising sequel, right?
No, I don't think I did. If I did, I completely forgot.
Yeah, you forgot. Just stop.
The issue is that all the Ubisoft games are the same exact thing with a different flavoring.
Yep. So here's the thing, guys. Let's get Ubisoft to kick out all of their shit people, bring in some new brains, and then make fucking sequels to shit we don't goddamn want. And let the fucking Singapore government stick their toes into Skull and Bones.
Your favorite game.
Just stop.
When that game does come out, we're going to have to give it some sort of award in Game of the Year. We just have to. We'll make an award for it.
All right. It won't be a good one.
The 2022 Skull and Bones award goes to...
anything else.
What about Kingdom Hearts 4?
Tell me about it.
It was announced.
I know. We just had the third one.
Kinda. It was 2 years ago? Maybe 3?
Something like that.
Yeah, at the Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary event where they announced a couple other side Kingdom Hearts games. Really, the main thing is they announced Kingdom Hearts 4, which I was not expecting to be announced anytime soon, really.
We're getting a whole new story arc.
We are. There is a whole trailer to go with this. Sora is in the world of Quadrata, which, if you got the true ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, you did see him get like dropped into this city-looking world.
I remember you talking.
Yeah, I've talked about that. But yeah, so this is the world of Quadrata, which is much more like realistic looking. Like it's just a city with like other humans, like humans, not like
Sora humans.
Not like Sora humans, which is why Sora has a new look now. Did you see any of the pictures or like?
So, I only see the pictures from the trailers, which I think is still his old look. And then
the picture,
the one where he's laying in bed.
No, that might be his new look.
Oh.
The big one I see, he's like out on a balcony. He's just like standing there. He looks different.
Oh.
He looks more like a human and less like a cartoony human.
Maybe I did see. I don't know. I didn't play the games.
I did. So I asked the people what they thought about Sora's new look, and we got a response from the Unlockables pod on Instagram.
Hey guys.
Which is Eric from the Side Questing podcast. He did a guest post on our Game of the Year thing. This is his new podcast, so go check that out if you haven't.
We love Eric.
We do love Eric. He said, very heavily inspired by Noctis from Final Fantasy 15, and most likely inspired by the world he's currently in, but looks fantastic. Can't wait to see more. I didn't think about that whole, obviously it's Square, so, that's there. I didn't think of it like that, but once he said that, I looked at him and was like, Sora's new, the new shape of his face and stuff is like, yeah, it's kind of like Noctis with a different hairdo. It kind of is.
While we're on the topic, can we just scrap Final Fantasy 16 and have them make Final Fantasy 15 too?
No, because 16 looks cool.
Yeah, but
it looks cool.
I want more Noctis. Final Fantasy 15 is the first Final Fantasy game that I ever beat.
Me too.
And Noctis is just like...
Yeah, he was great. Did you what?
I spit on myself.
Gross.
Look, man.
Well, the way you're sitting, it's more like
so fucked up right now.
It's more like you drooled on yourself.
So we had to take a pause.
We did pause.
Hopefully
I made it sound seamless. You wouldn't even know.
I took a huge shit.
He was gone for a while.
And I'm so tired now. I have no energy. But I love Noctis.
Yeah, no matter how tired he is.
He's so cool. And by the end of the game, he's so cool.
So people were kind of like split on Sora's new look. I'm fine with them going in a different direction for Kingdom Hearts now, instead of just doing another one of those.
Did they show off like Mickey or anything?
There was no Mickey. There was a little bit of Donald and Goofy at the end, and they looked like Donald and Goofy still. Because how do you make unless you're making this a horror game, you're not making them realistic looking.
I don't know. I feel like if they're gonna less de-animate Sora, I feel like they would make some changes to like Donald and Goofy.
So it did say first off, very early development. With Kingdom Hearts history, that's this game could be 15 years away from now.
Yeah.
But they showed a little combat, and I gotta say, it was giving me some strong Spider-Man vibes.
Ooh.
Because you're in you're in a city now, and it was very much like, oh, he's running, and I was using his Keyblade. It's kind of like a grapple hook, and it was kind of like a Spider-Man web, where he would shoot. It's like a lamppost, and he would pull him to it, and then he would hop off it, and then shoot that at something else, and keep doing that, and then it ended with he was running up a building at one point and jumped toward the giant heartless enemy who big fist was coming at him, and then he had to do a quick time event to do something with the fist. It was all very Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
Every game's gotta have a grappling hook.
Yeah. Well, now I don't remember if Kingdom Hearts ever did. They maybe had. No, I don't think they did. It's the new thing. It is the time. It's the time for grappling hooks.
Yeah, grappling hook games.
So I think it looks cool. Early development, so I'm not expecting it soon, but I'm happy. There is one little other tidbit. Someone in the Reddit world, paused a part of the trailer where Sora's just in these woods. There's not really anything notable. If you zoom in on the corner, and it's pretty blurry, but it looks like it looks like very much so there is the foot of an ATST from Star Wars.
I've been hearing a lot about this.
And this was a speculation with 3 when it was coming out because, Disney now owns Star Wars and all the Marvel shit and, yada, 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 yada. Mm-hmm. So is now the time? Are we going to see Star Wars in Kingdom Hearts? Are we going to see Marvel characters in Kingdom Hearts?
Weird.
It's technically
For some
Disney.
reason, Star Wars, like, I can get behind, but seeing Sora with, like...
Iron Man.
Yeah, that feels weird. But, like, if Darth Vader's there, I'm like, yeah.
I could kind of see where... maybe it would also depend on the Marvel character,
Right. Wolverine.
Well, yep, this is where the X-Men are going.
Come on, bub. Okay.
I'm excited to see what they do with Kingdom Hearts 4. Especially since they seem to be going in a new direction with it. Hopefully the story makes a little bit of sense this time.
Yeah, right.
Maybe a little bit.
It's Kingdom Hearts, man.
Yeah, it's not going to.
Talking about new games, I'm really excited.
4?
So, more news has come out about the next Need for Speed game.
I heard a little something about this. I didn't actually see it, though.
So, rumor says that it could be releasing this November.
That's soon.
And only on current gen.
Well, all right.
Which is great.
Good start for a new Need for Speed.
But here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about this Need for Speed.
Why?
Because, and we've covered this before, this is the first Need for Speed back under the Criterion games.
Right. They made your favorite one, right?
So I think the last one that they came out with might have been Rivals in 2013.
That's a long time. That's almost 10 years.
Well, yeah, because they had the switch up, and then we got garbage. We got fucking garbage for 3 years. For 3 fucking games. But I'm so excited. Because they do make really good Need for Speed games. As long as EA doesn't get their fucking stupid grubby toes in the way.
Well.
Which they would. But it's like... hopefully they're smart enough to be like, all right, Ghost didn't really do a good job. Criterion does a good job. Let's not fuck with it.
Well, it is EA.
I know. This is the most excited I've been for a Need for Speed game in a while.
Well, hopefully it's good.
Hopefully.
We'll see. Maybe in November.
Yeah, on current gen.
On current gen. We have current gen.
We do.
Currently. Speaking of current gen, Isle of Big Snacks got a release date. Along with Bug Snacks. So Bug Snacks is now coming to Switch and the Xbox Series X and S on Game Pass. Mm-hmm. Which that's a great get for Game Pass as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, yeah.
But it will also come with the free Isle of Big Snacks expansion, which I'm excited for. And it's real soon, April 28th. So pretty much 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we'll be in the Isle of Big Snacks.
I still haven't played Bug Stacks.
You should.
I know.
It's excellent.
I want to. I think I still have it from when I got it for free on PlayStation.
I mean, it's not going to disappear.
No, but I'd rather play it on Xbox if I played it all.
Well, good news. You wait 2 weeks and you can.
Yeah, but will I?
You should.
Shh.
I know.
I know.
But yeah, I get it. With all the new games, how can you justify going back?
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's hard. There's already so little time in life.
Yeah.
Activision Blizzard does something good for once?
Maybe. What'd they do?
Turns out that they're turning 1,100 QA staffers into full-time and raising the base wage.
What?
Right?
Something's not right here.
I mean, it sucks because most QA people are really looked down upon, but how the fuck can you put a game out without the people who are constantly testing it?
So I did when this, I think it was on Instagram where I saw whoever posted it. Part of the statement, I'm pretty sure that they were legally required to do this. This was not like we're doing a good thing. This was like the law is telling us to do this.
Yeah, well,
which makes it a little less notable.
They're following some laws at least. Idiots. Fucking losers.
They're doing a good job. No, they're not.
Dumbasses.
They did a good job on this one thing by requirement. But that's good for all the QA testers that are now getting actual job security and all that.
Put Activision Blizzard in the grave with Ubisoft.
Speaking of Activision Blizzard,
yup.
Vicarious Visions has officially merged with Blizzard. They put this out in a tweet, quote, saying, fully dedicated to Blizzard games. They're no longer a leading studio on any of their projects. They're going to be a full-on Blizzard support studio now. So remember when Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake came out and it was excellent? Yeah, don't expect that anytime soon.
I'm going to fucking cut my hands off.
That
game was so fucking good.
They came out with such a gem of a game and then immediately just became a support studio after that.
God, I hate this world.
It's backwards. Blizzard should be the support studio
for
Vicarious Visions.
Idiots. God. Fucking gaming.
Yeah, gaming is bad.
Talking about bad things, Miss Pac-Man died.
What?
So, there's going to be a Pac-Man Museum Plus release, which comes with 14 games in a collection.
Okay.
Except, notably, Miss Pac-Man is not part of that collection, and in one of the games, they completely changed up her look.
Why?
She's now like Pac-Mom and Pac-Baby.
What does that mean?
So, this goes back to apparently the fact that Namco is not the original creator of Miss Pac-Man.
Okay.
Miss Pac-Man is actually I didn't put down the full info, but Miss Pac-Man was originally started as another game that they kind of just like as like a mod and integrated, and like this other company made Miss Pac-Man and just kind of like got sucked in.
Okay.
But they really don't have the full rights or the authorization use, and it's like, well, they're kind of just getting rid of her, it feels like.
So they made Pac-Mom.
They gave her like this big pink sun hat instead of her bow, and then like they changed the way Pac-Baby looks or whatever.
That's not Miss Pac-Man.
Nope. I don't remember. There was another situation like this where I don't think that whoever owned it had the rights, so they were just kind of like, fuck it. But I can't remember who off the top of my head.
It's weird. You would think Bandai Namco could afford that.
You know? I don't get it either.
Weird.
I know.
I mean, I'm sure there's some reason because I'm sure they would like to include Miss Pac-Man.
Apparently, this has been going on since the creation in like the 80s. They've been having like legal issues and authorization issues and stuff.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Remember when Nintendo said there's not going to be a Switch Pro?
Uh-oh.
There's some speculation going around again. So people have been really breaking down that Breath of the Wild 2 little trailer we got when it came with the announcement of the delay because we got some extra footage.
Yeah. People
are really dissecting it. And the conclusion that the tech experts came to, which I'm no tech expert, so I'm just trusting the tech experts. It looks too good to run on the current Switch. Now, there's a few things you could think here, such as, maybe they made the trailer look good. Apparently, Nintendo don't do that. They have no history of making trailers look better than actual games.
Well, it's Nintendo.
It's Nintendo. Apparently, the only thing they've done is the draw distance in the first Breath of the Wild trailer looked better than it actually was on the Switch. But I've read the details briefly. They were talking about like something with the resolution of the clouds or some shit, where it was like, this is not going to run on a normal Switch. It's just not. So now they are speculating that this is going to be maybe another transitional game, such as Twilight Princess was on GameCube and Wii. The first Breath of the Wild was the last game on Wii U and the first game for Switch. Is this now going to be like the last game for Switch and the first game for Switch Pro or Switch 2 or whatever?
So when did the Switch come out? 2017?
17, yeah.
And okay.
So this would essentially be it would be a 5 to 6 year lifespan for that thing. I don't see them burying the original Switch like that.
No, but it kind of makes sense if you look at it like that when the other big consoles came out in November 2013?
Yeah, they took about 8 years, 7 to 8 years, I think.
Well, even that, it's only been a few years since that span up into the new Switch, and then we got these.
And then also Nintendo has a bit more of a history of just like, especially with the DS, which is this kind of DS-like.
Yeah.
Like upgrade, as opposed to like new generation.
Yeah.
So we'll see what a Switch Pro, if this is even right. It
Yeah.
could be Nintendo is now doing a new thing where they're making the trailers look better than the actual game.
Are we gonna get a Switch 3D?
I hope not. The 3D and the 3DS part never really clicked for me.
It was cool sometimes.
Yeah, but like, not really.
I would turn it on and I'd be like, oh, my eyes.
Yeah, exactly. You would turn it on and be like, okay, that's a little wild looking, and then just turn it off.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, so we'll see what that means. Means another like fucking what, $400 to flush down the toilet.
Not it.
I am it.
Slight gaming news. We locked in our writer for the Ghost of Tsushima movie.
Ooh. Do I know them?
I don't. It's was it Takashi or Takeshi Dosher, who apparently wrote Only and Hear Us. They were apparently some pretty big, decent movies. I
Okay.
haven't seen them. I
Neither.
didn't know.
I'm not movie guy though.
But apparently he's like a pretty decent screenwriter, and they got him locked in.
Okay, cool.
I'm excited for that movie.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima popped up, and it was like, hey. And it was like, oh, all right, calm down.
Yeah, it was good.
I really like that game.
Yeah, me too. I could go for another.
I Hundo P'd it.
I think I did. I did, right? I'm pretty sure I did. I platinumed it.
Well, yeah, that's Hundo
Yeah.
P. Well, I mean, you
It's-
don't have to 100% Ghost of Tsushima. Remember all those articles?
No.
Because it's like you don't have to get every single little scroll or.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I platinumed that game.
Yeah, I remember. Yes.
That game was so good.
It was really good. It was the perfect balance between like having to do the extra shit to platinum it, but it wasn't like too much.
Exactly.
Which I think that's how games should be. I hate when the platinum is like beat it on the hardest difficulty, do that. Like it's just like, oh, come on.
No, I won't.
I won't do it. Bandai Namco
Again.
is potentially remaking a Nintendo game. This is all we have. So this is based on a job listing. Bandai Namco is apparently, based on this job listing, being contracted by Nintendo to remake a 3D action game. Which
That's all of them.
That could be a lot of things. The one I saw that people are speculating, which I think would be cool, is if you completely remade Star Fox.
Ooh.
Cool. They that came. I think it was a 3DS thing where they kind of did that. They did, yeah. But do it again, and then reboot Star Fox, and bring back Star Fox. Star Fox is cool.
Starlink.
Some people are speculating maybe they are gonna remake the other Metroid Prime games, which I don't know. That whole situation is a mess anyway.
Yeah,
So-
I want those.
So I guess we'll see. Probably not anytime soon if this is like, not even announced and they're hiring right now, but interesting.
Oh, yeah. We
You.
got a little update on the Callisto Protocol.
We did. I
I'm-
don't know it.
Very excited. Yeah, I showed it to you.
I remember seeing the words the Callisto Protocol, but then you switched tabs because I think someone came up and I don't know what it actually said.
Well, we got a tweet,
Okay.
and apparently they are in the finishing and polishing stages.
Ooh. So would that still be on point for this year, which is when they originally said, right?
I think so.
Cool.
I cannot wait for this game.
Yeah.
Even with the fact that it's slightly ruined that it's set in the PUBG universe.
Hopefully the
Why?
yeah, that's unnecessary, and hopefully the most that becomes of that is maybe there's a frying pan somewhere, and like that's it.
It's literally like,
Which,
hey, what
like,
if we
sure.
just took Teletubbies and then like we just made Resident
Don't
Evil?
get me started on. Do you know about Telebabies?
Don't even. I realized that I didn't.
Don't.
Shut the. I don't want to hear it anymore.
It's
don't want to hear it anymore.
It's not good.
I know, and I don't
It's
care.
bad. I care a lot.
All right. Well, I don't.
Well, do you know what I don't really care about? The Witcher 3 Next Gen upgrade has been delayed indefinitely.
What? Am I ever gonna play this game?
Yep. Have you not?
I played like the first 5 minutes,
Okay, so not really.
and then I went back and I played through 2, and then I finished 2, and I was like, I have no interest in going into 3. And then I was gonna wait for the next gen upgrade, and now it's delayed indefinitely.
Yeah, it was
How
going to
about-
come in quarter 2, and now it's just like, no. Maybe one day.
We got to keep working on Cyberpunk multiplayer and
Yeah.
The Witcher 4.
Yeah, if it even is The Witcher 4.
Yeah.
Who knows? What else you got? 'Cause that was the last bit of news I have.
I'm done.
Has that ever happened?
That's it.
Has it ever happened where we both shared our last news story back to back?
I don't know.
This is revolutionary.
Sure. I mean, it's just a Wednesday.
It's revolutionary.
I mean, notably, we have some game releases.
Do we? Because I had none.
So I got 2. We have
All right.
Abyss coming April 14th on PC. This is that one game I showed you about. So this is a puzzle game where you have to build different little, I don't even know, not tools, but you have to build like little construction equipment to be able to break down these buildings. Like the puzzle is to build the thing to break the other thing.
I remember you telling me about this.
So like one of them you can put like thrusters on and have it shoot up into the sky and crash into this thing that's floating there and make that break apart like all voxely. Another one they made like a big wrecking ball that just spins around in circles and you like it's just going around destroying the building. I don't know, it seemed real cool to me. I like puzzle games and it just seemed cool and different.
Well, that's coming out.
Yes, it is. And the other one that kind of popped up is April 20th coming to Switch is the Star Wars Force Unleashed.
Oh, right. I forgot that was happening.
Yeah.
Sure.
Other than that, notably, there really isn't that much that kind of stuck out.
Yeah, I don't really have much like new until the end of this month.
I know.
Switch Sports.
Yeah.
I'm excited. All right. Well, that's going to do it. We'll have one more episode. And then we're going to go to PAX. And we will have some sort of, like I said, some sort of video content. I don't know. We're going to try games and try to make something out of that for a video. Where hopefully we can like test out some games and talk about them. Let you know about them.
And we're going to have notepads.
Dave is very hung up on the notepads.
So we got to get notepads.
So we could take notes.
Well, yeah.
You don't have to take notes on a notepad. You can draw sketches.
It's so cool, though. But you want to be cool.
I mean, I might just use the Notes app on my phone.
Boo, not cool.
Or, if we're recording video, then those are the notes.
Hashtag not cool.
I'll be hashtag not cool. I don't need to be cool.
All right, then I'm going to be so fucking cool then. I'm going to get one of those notepads where it's the spiral and you got to flip it over the top and you're like taking notes like whoosh.
You're going to be like a
little detective
boy.
Like
a detective taking notes.
So tell me, when's this game release? Undefined. Whoosh. Thank you. Moving on.
You're going to interrogate the game devs?
Look at me! Is this co-op? Not co-op. Whoosh. All right, have a nice one. Wait, don't you want to play the game? No, I heard
that was
enough.
it. You know it. You don't know the release date, and it's not co-op. That's all you need.
That's all I need. Fuck you.
Oh God. Here's our business card.
Here's our business card. Listen to us.
All right. Good job, everyone. Dave, good job. I know that you had a little incident, and it took it out of you.
I lost a few pounds.
Yeah. Congratulations.
I feel like garbage.
You look like garbage. You sound like garbage.
Yeah, I don't think I'm done yet.
Uh-oh. Well, we better end this now before an emergency happens. Bye, everyone.
Okay.